Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, hello and welcome. I am Drew Lewis, and I am lucky enough today to once again be sitting with the mayor of Binghamton, Mr. Rich David. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm really good, man. I appreciate you bringing me back and to talk about my new book, which is called Above Binghamton. It's a compilation of some aerial photography of Binghamton, New York. I gotta say, man, this is like my pride and joy right here because this is where I'm from. You being a Binghamton guy, me being a Binghamton guy, I just love it. So I just want to get right into it and not even waste your time. What I want to say is we're going to do our top 5 today, so showing my favorites and his favorites, and we'll talk about what it took to get those shots. So let's start with number 5. So my number 5 is the top view of Lady Justice. Now, why I like that, there's 2 different reasons. One is because I was lucky enough to catch it when the scale fell. So it only shows one scale, so it's a rarity. You don't see that very often in Binghamton. And 2, just the corrosion and everything around it makes it such a beautiful angle that you'd never be able to see before. And that's why I chose it for number 5. What's your number 5?
I really like the shot of the Park Diner on Conklin Avenue overlooking the Rock Bottom Dam. And I like it for a couple of reasons. One is it's a place that I and certainly many people in the city of Binghamton and Southern Tier have frequented for a long period of time.
Love it.
And just from the inside, you have such a wonderful view of the river itself and the Rock Bottom Dam, and to see the reverse image of that. You're so used to being in the dining room looking out over the river. Here you see the back of the establishment and the dam and the river itself. I just thought it was a nice contrast to the view that I usually see, and I thought that was very creative. I've not seen that a lot.
Thank you. That was why I chose that picture. I can remember eating in there many times thinking, wow, wouldn't it be a great shot, looking the other way, and I was finally able to do it. So those are our number 5s. So my number 4 shot would be the Little Venice sign. Now I went there that day, Rich, so I can get the painting, because as you know, as a Binghamtonian, the beautiful paint, they must have spent years painting that with a hand brush out there. It's so beautiful, but by the time I got there, it was too dark. So then when I flew above the sign and I saw the way the lights just danced across the top of it, that made it for my number 5, and that's why I chose that one. What about you? What's your number 4?
My number 4 shot is the skate park at Sherry Lindsay Park on the north side of the city for a couple of reasons. One is that's a project that I worked on when I was here working with former Mayor Rich Bucci.
I didn't know that.
But also the aerial showing directly down into it, seeing some of the artwork that has been painted on the skate park over several years. But also it's really a symbol of youth. Because there's so many children, young adults that utilize that skate park. And I just thought it's a symbol of some of the recreational amenities that are offered in the parks in the city. And so when I look at that, I think of kids having fun, enjoying themselves on the north side of the city in a beautiful facility that looks very nice from that view.
It really does. I actually have a video of that, 4K. And if you speed it up, it looks like a bunch of rats going around. It's the craziest shot, but we'll get more into that later. But that was our number 4. My number 3 choice would have to be the East Side Rainbow. And the reason why is, Rich, is because I am the most unlucky person in the world. And every time I go to catch a rainbow, it doesn't matter when it is, it takes me a few minutes to get the drone, put it up in the air, and by the time I do, it's always gone. So for me to get this, somebody was driving by my house and looking out behind my house, and I wondered what they were doing. And I look up in the sky, and I saw the most beautiful rainbow on the east side of Binghamton. So I had to do it. I ran out there, threw the drone up, took about 40 pictures, brought it down, and only got one good one, and that's this one right here. What's your number 3?
I really liked the Security Mutual Life Insurance Company building, lit up in the nighttime. The upper floors have a rainbow of colors and lights, and I really just think it looks beautiful. And Security Mutual, the building is one of the oldest in the city. The company has been in the city for over 100 years, and the company plays such a significant role in helping a variety of different charities and nonprofit organizations. I think the building itself is symbolic, and when I see the colors, to me it just is a symbol of diversity. And it's just a wonderful sight to see in the nighttime when that building is lit up. You can see it really from anywhere.
There's a reason why I chose it to be on the cover of the book.
That's right, it's the cover.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. And that was our number 3. Okay, as far as my number 2 pick, I have to go with the Skirmisher. That is such a beautiful statue. And the day that I shot that, I was actually shooting the Slice of Pizza Binghamton shop from the Confluence Park. After I did that, I walked back, and as I did, I just noticed a beautiful amount of colorful trees perfectly behind it. So I had to put the drone back up in the air. I had like 1% battery life. It's also really risky whenever you have a drone near metal. They're off GPS, so it throws off the internal compass and makes it start spinning out of control. So as the thing is spinning out of control, I took 3 or 4 shots, and I was able to get this one shot of the skirmisher, and by far, it shows the beauty of Binghamton, the beautiful look in his face you never get to see in his eyes. So that's why I chose that for my number 2.
Nice. I liked the photo of the new MacArthur School on the south side.
Gorgeous.
And I like it for a number of reasons. One is the brand new school is just so beautiful in and of itself. But obviously there was a tragedy that happened in that area with the flooding and the destruction of the old school. That was really such a significant portion of history for people on the south side of the city, and to just see this brand new school, emerging from these troubled times from the floods, and it really is state of the art. It's a showpiece for the city of Binghamton and for residents of the south side, and it's just symbolic of strength and recovery after something unfortunate happened. And I just like the way that school was captured.
As do I. I was lucky enough to play for Binghamton High School. I ran track there, and I also played soccer right across the way there as well. So for them to bring that back, that shows you how strong Binghamton is and how that we can rebuild and overcome absolutely anything. But that was number 2. Want to see our number 1? Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. So, I'm sitting here with Rich David, and we are about to tell you our number 1 picks out of my new book called Above Binghamton by Drew Lewis, which, if I haven't told you yet, is available at many locations. It's available at Shop 607 in the Oakdale Mall. Michelle, how you doing? Yeah, it's available at the Spa Traditions. They were very nice to me. It's available at the Roberson Museum Gift Shop, thanks to Colleen, and the Phelps Mansion. It's pretty much all over. We're trying to get it everywhere, as well as you can inbox me and check out the Facebook page for Above Binghamton, as well as Above Broome County. Back to my number 1. My number 1 picture in this entire book would have to be the East Middle School lights. And why I picked that, Rich, is there's one reason. Because every picture you're supposed to show depth. Now, it's easy to take a picture of somebody, but when you take a picture up against a wall, they don't look as beautiful as if you have stuff in the background and the foreground. So when you take a perfect picture, you want 3 things: foreground, midground, and background. Now, in my picture, you see the lights of the East Middle School field. You can almost see the drone in every picture. After that, you have the football field in the midground, which is one of the few shots that actually says Binghamton in it, so I'm pretty proud of that. And then in the background, if you look even farther, you see Binghamton perfectly in the background. It was a perfect shot that day. So it has foreground, midground, background, and says Binghamton in the shot. That's why I picked number 1. What do you got?
Well, I'll tell you, just like the last time we had this conversation, picking the top photo from all of the images is very difficult.
Agreed.
But I have to say that my favorite photo is image number 1 that you have in the book, and that is a shot of downtown at the confluence of the Shenango and Susquehanna River.
Yes.
And I believe that was my number 1 photo the last time we looked at this book, because when I look at it, what I see is a symbol of the city of Binghamton. The city of Binghamton was founded at the confluence of those 2 rivers, the Shenango and Susquehanna, and you see such a growth along the riverbanks and development. I like the way the reflection of the water. You can see different new projects that have taken place downtown. I think it is just such an iconic image of what Binghamton is, and so it continues to remain my favorite image.
I don't blame you one bit. Well, once again, my name is Drew Lewis, and I just want to thank Rich David. Congratulate you on the new election as well, man.
Thanks.
Really proud of you on that. I'm
Thanks very
glad to
much.
have you. Seriously, Binghamton's lucky to have you, and we're lucky to have Binghamton, to be honest with you. So keep supporting Binghamton. If there's anything I can do to tell you more about this book, you can check me out on Facebook on my Above Binghamton page, as well as my Above Broome County page. Once again, this is Rich David. I am Drew Lewis. I gotta go. See ya.